My best relationship I ever had was with a narcissist, right? And I know that that sounds crazy because a lot of times when we think about a narcissist, we think about toxicity and how there are many trauma and horror stories that arise from that situation. But to me, that was actually the best relationship that I had because that relationship was the relationship that cracked me the fuck open. It opened me to who I truly was. It opened me to that relationship, opened me up to my power. It allowed me to reach deep down within myself. It allowed me to sit with my emotions and figure my shit out. Why am I hurting so much? Why am I in so much pain? Why is it that I am consistently placing blame on this person for the way I feel? Yeah, okay, they loved bombed me. Yeah, okay, they ignored me. Yeah, okay, they ghosted me. They gaslit me. They did a whole bunch of shit. But in turn, what it really showed me was, bitch, you gaslighting yourself. You ghosting yourself. You love bombing your goddamn self. You doing this shit to yourself. And all this person is doing is reflecting that shit back to you. You are ignoring your feelings. You are ignoring your emotions. You are neglecting parts of yourself that is real, that is raw. You are putting on a mask to be someone to people outside of you, to be someone that people outside of you agree with, to be someone that people outside of you can tolerate. Because when I took that mask off, I realized I'm not no fucking submissive good girl. I'm a dominant bad bitch. I'm a dominant bad bitch. And society, my family, the ways that I grew up, the people I grew up around, those were plants in my energetic field that suggested on how I should be, that suggested the programming that I accepted, whether it was willingly or unwillingly, right? I saw shit as a kid from childhood. In my mind, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. In my mind, hey, if I want to be liked, if I want to be loved, I need to follow suit. Hey, if I want to be protected from being hurt from these people, I got to follow suit. So I got to do what it is I'm being, even if it's not told to do. I'm being shown this by the other adults that are around me. This is what they do. They get with these men that treat them like bottom of the barrel type shit, and they accept it. They worship them. They put them on a platter. They look outside of themselves for someone to love them. This is normal. You don't think that shit is anything but normal because that's how you were raised. That's what you were taught. That's what was conditioned in your medulla oblongata. In your head, that is what you saw. That is what you knew as truth. So that is what you held on to as you went through your years, right? So this is why I dated the types of men that I dated. The types of men that would physically abuse me, physically and emotionally use me. Okay? And I did everything to please them so they wouldn't diffuse me. But my relationship that I encountered about 5 years ago, well, actually, it ended 5 years ago. It was about maybe, I want to say 8 or 9 years ago. That was the relationship that cracked me the hell open. And after I let out the blood, after the bleeding, the bleed out came. When I sat with that hurt, when I faced that part of me, I had to keep it real with myself and go deep down, further back than that. Where did this shit stem from? And as much as I forgive my lineage, because they were just as ignorant as my ass was, right? So if I could forgive myself, why can't I forgive them? But I also knew that I had to be honest with myself. How did they make me feel? What occurred in my life because of the shit that I was taught growing up? When I had my own daughter, what type of parent was I being to my own daughter because of the things that occurred in my life? It made me really keep it real with myself. And in keeping it real with myself, I was finally able to let go from a deep, deep space. A space that most of us are unaware of. And this is why we cling to the idea of needing a man, of wanting a man, of doing all this shit just for his approval, for his attention, for him to value, for him to deem you worthy, for him to love you. So when he's not giving you that unconditional love, oh baby, when he wasn't giving me that unconditional love, when he was conditionally loving me, I blacked out. I crashed out, as the kids today say. I crashed out. I did all types of, you name it, I did it. I would call out of work. I would be at work if some shit occurred and it got my feelings all in a frenzy. I'm walking away from my job. I'm leaving in the middle of the night. I'm taking a cab from Manhattan to Queens. I'm getting the fuck up out of Dodge because I'm in a state of chaotic chaos right now. And the whole time I'm in this state, because I'm looking outside of me for him to fix it. Calling his phone back to back to back to back 100 fucking times. Texting. He would block me sometimes because I would call so fucking much, text so fucking much. I started emailing this motherfucker. I'm like, this nigga's lucky I don't even show up at his house. Right? I did so much shit that made me look crazy, that made me feel crazy. Because I was seeking validation, I was seeking approval, I was seeking love. I wanted to be valued. I wanted to be deemed worthy. I went outside of myself many times. Now, he wasn't the first person I went outside myself with, but that relationship was the one that cracked me open to the bottom of the fucking barrel. Because when I first got with him, the love, the quote unquote love, was so intense that after a month of being with him, we were talking about getting married. Like, I literally could not see my life without him. If he told me, I remember one time I had on this red lipstick, right? And he was making a big deal about me wearing that lipstick to work. I found myself in the bathroom crying my eyes out. One time he made a big deal about a dress I had on. It was a bodycon dress. He told me that only sluts dress like that. And it just, now I giggle. I'm amused at the shit now, right? Because I just realized that he was only a pawn in my chess game. Had I would have been who I am now and he told me some shit like that, I probably would have flipped out on him. Not even, because I'm actually to the level now where I would have just ignored him, right? But I do remember towards the end of our relationship, he told me that I looked like a $2 hoe. because of what I had on. And I thought I looked damn cute. He told me I looked like a $2 hoe. And I remember that I walked up to him and I punched him in his lip. And I told him, your mother looks like a $2 hoe. Your mother is a woman just like I am. And I've seen pictures of your mother dressed with nice outfits on like this and makeup on her face. So if you think I look like a $2 hoe, I'm only a reflection of what you think your mother is. Now, mind you, his mother had passed away. I didn't care. At that point, it was no hold bars, barriers. Like, nothing could hold me back from going in on him. And that's when I knew I could feel myself. I could feel the growth in me. I can tell that I had changed. But once I really, fully walked away from him to the point where we are not in contact and I was really able to sit with my shit, that is when I started to realize that he was my greatest relationship, because that relationship allowed me to be cracked open, and I needed to be cracked open so I could dig deep into my core and go to the root, get to the root of why I was in this state of mind for years. I was able to address it at the root and not surface level. And this is why I am an advocate of sitting with your emotions. This is why I look at everything from the deeper meaning, right? I get to the root of shit. I go deep. I go past surface level. I read things, even I watch things on TV from an esoteric space now, because of knowing that there's a deeper meaning behind just surface level shit. And you have to be able to go within to a realm that we can't see physically to address that root. But I'm always appreciative of that relationship, right? Some people walk away from that shit and I hate that motherfucker and cursing and carrying on and just wishing the worst on him. I don't wish good. I don't wish bad. I don't give a shit. I'm appreciative because it transformed me into the dominant badass that I am today. And had I not had that encounter, who knows where I would have been, how I'd still be acting, how I'd still be moving with men, how I'd still be looking outside of myself with people, period, to be valued, to be deemed worthy, looking for motherfucking love, when the whole time I've been walking around this bitch and the shit been inside me. Who needs to go outside of themselves when 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the love you need is within you? Because you're not always going to be around people. So it becomes a crutch for you when you go outside of yourself looking for others to give you something that is inside of you the whole time. But in order for you to have it, you have to go in and grab it. It's in you. You just have to be willing to go in and grab it. Some people won't because they don't want to feel the pain. They don't want to get to the root. Me, I said, fuck this shit. We go into that root. And whatever we encounter along the way, we encounter it. I'll be good to go. If I could survive that, if I could survive 99% of the stuff I've been through, and I've been through a lot of stuff from the age of 12, 13. I've been through a lot of shit. Teenage runaway, heavy drug user. I done tried so many different drugs. Very promiscuous growing up. Very angry. I was a fighter physically. Mad at the world. High school dropout. I was on the streets doing some street shit. I had myself involved in a little bit of this and a little bit of that. all in the name of running from my pain. But once I sat with it, that same demon that haunted me for years, once I sat with it, showed it love, acknowledged it, honored it, felt it, and dealt with it, it became my friend. And it showed me the way to myself. And that's why I created this channel. Because I can't help anyone necessarily in terms of doing the physical work. But I can share my shit with you and tell you how I did it, how I overcame, how now I'm living a life that I could have only dreamed of back in the day. How I'm manifesting the fuck up out of some shit that I never seen before. Like, my life is to my liking now. I'm not in a situation of struggling, hardship. I used to be scheming and scamming just to get by. Now I leveled up inside and I magnetize and attract things straight to me. I haven't worked a 9-to-5 job in 4 years. And I'm living better than I ever lived when I was working a 9-to-5. So I'm doing this to show others that it is possible for you to live this life and guide you back home to yourself. My name is Isis Rain, baby. Fuck with me and you'll never be the same, baby. Ever again. Recalibrate your whole insides. If you don't subscribe, you'll miss the vibe. I'll see you in the next one.